the freaking you have to yeah, you're good. You have to appreciate the trolls. And this is mine, Brown's boy. He's a funny troll, but
I have rules about trolls. If they're funny or clever or intelligent, they get to stay. In my book.
Calm down. They need to be alone. Calm down.
Oh God.
Lindsay, will you cam on for a second?
Just for a minute, Lens.
Lindsay,
He
just a minute.
needs this.
Don't do it,
I just
Lynn.
wanna-
Don't do it. Cam up with an umbrella or something.
I'm not sure what you're doing to my head right now.
Tarp. Get a big blue tarp.
I just parked there
Perfect.
for good.
Wow. Oh, good.
Anyways,
Sasquatch.
I always need to have a cigarette
Sasquatch.
after my teabagging.
We need to have a discussion. Not now because this show's on an outline, but buddy, we got to have a talk.
All
Anywho,
right, don't let
all
me
in
distract
love.
you with my nuts on Lindsay.
And me.
Okay. Emily's, I'm trying to still get through my, guys, I've never even had this much chat. So please let me enjoy it. Emily says hi. I hope she said the hi me to me too.
Emily, will
Alrighty.
you please get on here so he can actually teabag someone live?
I don't.
No, just
You know
stick
who was
around,
cammed up when I
Lindsay.
teabagged him?
Who?
Besides Vic.
Who?
Well, Vic was, and so was Tommy. Illuma Tommy is the first person I ever teabagged.
Oh, did y'all like that?
And he bent back and he goes, and started like trying to bounce up my balls off him.
Hi, thank you, Chica, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
She's trying to stay focused.
I am. And you want to talk about balls and
And I got you. I'm shutting up.
You
You
don't
sure?
want to talk about balls?
I wanted to talk about
No.
manipulation, but
All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about.
hey,
I'm
did
not
y'all
sure if-
did
let's
y'all
talk
like
about
the Tommy
manipulating my
chat?
balls.
Did y'all like the Tommy clip? Did you
Yeah,
see it,
I love it. I
Lynn?
love it.
was it at
Tommy
the very,
clips are fantastic.
very
Mm.
beginning?
Always.
Fuck you, Cynthia. You ain't changed a bit, Cynthia. This ain't your place. Fuck you, Cynthia. Piece of shit. And Cynthia, you want to know why I really got no love for you?
I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I'm not going anywhere. So talk your shit, you
Yes, talk your shit.
I only saw the second half and I completely love it. I'm
Do
in love
you?
with your clip. Yes.
You didn't see the Tommy part?
I didn't see the Tommy part till now. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I have another one. There's another one for Tommy here from.
Fuck you, Cynthia. Fuck you. Fucking cunt. I hate that bitch.
Very effective, very dramatic, very, very histrionic, very cleverly done, effective, and hilarious. A plus.
All right. So
I do love because you gotta love Tommy for the clips because he's so
I do.
visceral. You can feel the hatred.
Yes. And
what?
now you're missing one from the
From
who
who?
shall not be named.
Who?
I can't say that name on this panel.
Little snappy cunt ball.
Does it start with a S or a P?
P.
No.
You.
No. We are having hey, shout out to Paul Enslaved. No, I
Fall
wanted
under arrest.
We need a
want
clip from
to-
him too.
I want to use that video. All right. So do you guys new here on YouTube and haven't been following us crazy folks into the hundreds of people on Rumble, right? Just go with it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
All three of us watching on Rumble.
Hey, if Paul could say there's 1,000 people watching right now when there was only 130-ish, we can say the same thing. Okay.
We're all
So
free to embellish.
yes. So yesterday there's a thing called restreaming, and a lot of the content creators will go to each other's panels to keep the show motivated, to bounce ideas off and conversations and go back and forth on. And sometimes when the content creator is on another person's panel, they'll restream it to their channel, or a random content creator will just restream it and then make content out of it on their live. So I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the process, but if not, that was it in a roundabout way. Did I do good on explaining it, Flo?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yesterday, I was on my good friend Jag's panel, and let me tell you, there was some shenanigans going on. And Chuck, I hope you're here because I got some stuff to say to you too during this little just outline.
Chuck, you're on my list too.
Oh, hey.
And
We can have
Tarek's
that.
on mine, by the way.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you talk
Okay.
to your estranged husband or whatever the fuck he is now, I got a grudge with him.
Okay, so we need to have what do we want to call this section? But we need to have this outline. Chuck,
Mediation.
mediate. Oh, I'm glad you're here.
How
I'm
about
glad. You're here.
remediation?
I got my scope out.
Okay,
Remediation.
so we got Chuck versus the ladies. All
Nothing
right,
scares them more than you saying, "We need to talk."
that's not true. Gosh, that was the phrase I hated when my mom said. So don't say that. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So-
sorry.
That's when you know you're
I'm
fucked.
playing.
We need to talk. Fucking talk. Hurry up.
You just roll your eyes like your whole vibe just changes.
It's
I'm
like,
just playing.
man, this is gonna fuck up my day.
You're just like, and you know I'm having a good one. So why are you picking? Excuse
What'd
me.
you
Why are
guys
you
catch
picking?
me at now?
Right? Why are you picking me now? But no, Lindsay, I'm just have a dry sense of humor.
Me
So
too. Me
okay.
too. Nice to meet you.
All right.
You know what's fucked up is when your parents call you, we need to talk, and you're looking at
I
them and you're
know.
going, what the fuck of the 47 things have they figured out? And you don't want
No.
to cop to any of them. You're like, okay, I'm just going to be really quiet and see if I can escape this somehow.
Already
No.
thinking about the escape.
I
Oh,
don't like when I get that. Hey, do you have a minute to talk? Oh God, really? You know what I mean? You're thinking, why did I pick up the phone? Why did I do it?
I think my favorite line from my father was, Scott, I think you're hanging around the wrong people.
Why did he say that?
I told him a really bad joke.
Haven't you heard Scott's stories?
Oh
I told
no,
him a
please.
terrible joke. I told him a terrible joke.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever get the "I'm really disappointed in you"?
No,
One.
not at all.
Yeah,
That
but
one
I got
killed
so
me.
used. I got so used to those, they just rolled off.
The thing that always
was
stopped me in
ambitious.
my
I've always-
track was when they use your three names, your three proper names.
Ooh.
That's a
My
track
God.
stopper right there.
Mom did that once in a while, but she hated using my first name, so she didn't like doing it. But she would, if she was pissed, she would drop that shit, and then you'd know she was pissed.
My
Louise?
dogs have 3 names, and they know when I say all 3 names, like they really get extra like shook.
Like they get
Damn.
beat on like last night.
Yeah, like when she
I
beat her-
didn't. Okay, we're gonna
Me.
end that little scenario right now. That is not true.
There was
You know what?
witnesses.
You know what? I can tell y'all need a vlog about my dogs.
I
Keep
We
think
it
were
tight.
there.
I think we do.
If it's
We
as
were
good as a
there.
vlog about your plants, then we definitely need one.
Okay, is it if it's what?
As good as the one about your
It's got to
plants
be
and how you
Flow
water
Master
them, we definitely need
5000.
one about your dogs.
This got to be Flowmaster 5000 apparatus.
Let me tell
Maybe
you.
you could team up with Tommy and make your dogs an OnlyFans like he made his.
What? What is his wait? What does his dogs do on OnlyFans?
Fuck if I
You
know.
don't, you don't want to know.
I'm not putting
Okay,
that shit on
Scott,
my
how
credit
do you?
card.
Why are you?
I'm imagining. I don't want to know.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, you've not. Yeah, Chuck. Chuck, you're with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cynthia, what's
No
the
idea.
stay on course?
Okay. So thank you, Flo. Thank you. So for you guys who don't know, last night I was on Jack's panel. Now, like
What the hell's that noise?
Scott,
He just shit on himself.
Scott,
Hey,
do it.
He shit on himself.
the water's ready for your macaroni, Scott.
Scott.
He's got one of those Flowmaster 5000s.
Period. Okay.
Chuck,
It-
you're not going to laugh your way out of this one.
Back to
Listen,
what I
Gotta
was
be a
Miss
saying.
Babylon.
Flowmaster 5000.
Daniel. Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. Go on.
yes. So I have a friend named Jack who, like most people in the world, is just going through a really rough time in life. And like most rough times, you just don't shit. You're just happy
Bullshit.
to make Chuck.
I was clearing my throat.
You know what? That's it. Hang on one second, Flo.
I was clearing my throat.
Lindsay. Chuck. When y'all get to 5, there's going to be a problem. And Scott.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're you guys. Okay, so my friend's
have a
going through a
friend
rough
named
time.
Jack.
Scott, that you just got one. So my friend's going through a rough time, and like everybody else, you know, like anybody else that goes through a rough time, you're just not sure what the next day brings. You're just like, but at some point, you just reach the I don't give a fuck anymore phase. Let the shit fall where it falls. I'm going to figure it out when it comes. So this is the stage that my friend Jack is at. And for whatever reason, people have decided this is the best time to go over there and teabag him. Not in a fun, loving way, but in I'm
A
just
fun loving way, like how I teabag Lindsay.
no, not like that. Not like that at all. But more like they just want to take a dump on them and they're just trying to get situated.
Like how I teabagged Paul.
Yes. And
Cynthia,
apparently he doesn't like yes, Scott.
See, I've tried to help this guy. I've called him on my own personal time on several occasions, and he goes the wrong direction every time.
Okay.
And I know what he's doing and how I could help him at least prolong his agony. You know, but he doesn't want to listen.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. And we're gonna put that in we'll talk about it on second
Well, I
Thursday
want
of
to just
next
tell
week.
you. Do you want me to tell you what he said?
No, I'm on a mission right now. Let me stay the course.
Roger.
Okay, thank you. Man. Flo, I think they like this. I think some of them like it. I think they like
Yes.
being corrected.
Yes,
I know. And yeah, I know. So, some people have decided to take this time and just crap on Jack. And I don't really know why, but it really irritates me. It irritates me. Now, there's an art to being on other people's panels. You can be there too much and just kind of throw the vibe off, or you can come up there and you can get them excited and keep them motivated to go in. Or in this case, when they're kind of being attacked, you can get up there and hang out with them and just, you know, kind of balance out the odds. So this is a situation we found ourselves in yesterday. Did you get a chance to see yesterday's live, Scott? He's muted. What?
You're talking
Did you-
about Jack?
Yeah. Did you
I
see
didn't
his
see
live?
No,
You did?
I didn't.
Oh, good. Oh,
Remind me what happened. No, I
don't
didn't see
don't even worry about it. I got you right
it.
now.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I'm only going to play a few minutes of it. So basically, hold up, guys. Hold up.
Pitiful production.
Chuck, this is my first time.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
I don't believe that.
I'd like to vote Chuck off the island for 5 minutes.
I'll leave. You don't want me here.
No,
want you
I
here.
want
We
you
just
here because I got
wanna-
a part for you in here as well.
I just want to backstage your old looking monkey ass.
Well, unfortunately, you don't get to do that. So, again, to help the people who may not be familiar. Alrighty, guys. This is Paul. And Paul here has a panel. Paul likes to believe that his panel is excellent. He's a great broadcaster. And last night, these two gentlemen were on their panel. This gentleman here goes by the name of Brian O'Shea. Now,
Yes, sir.
Brian's known to have some nasty habits. And, well, this guy right here on the right Well, he's been known to do some odd things as well. When I was putting this video together, I ran around and I asked people to describe this gentleman, Snafu Snaps, and this is some of the words that I heard: powerless, desperate, hostile, full of drama, discontent, disenchanted, a lot of disses. But most of all, they called you self-defeating. I was like, oh my gosh. So these are the two guys. Okay. So we're on a panel last night, on Jack's panel, my friend and Brian O'Shea, the one who's, yeah, that guy. Hang on. This is horrible. He had this in it. Brian O'Shea went to his panel, and I didn't like the way Brian was treating my friend. So I decided to go up there and balance them out.
Home to a car.
Yeah.
How did?
Hang on.
Oh, okay. I know.
Try.
Like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I see how you try and support me.
It's just about 3 or 4 minutes. So give it a
Make
second.
sure to hit the
Okay.
like button for all platforms that are restreaming your
So
live.
this is
Make sure to
Brian.
hit the like
And that's
button,
Jack.
everybody.
And that is
Yeah,
me.
please do. Welcome,
Jack.
Mitchell. What's up, Brian?
Just gonna say this is fucking insane, Jack. You got like what, 7 days left on the house? You're like, oh, just a miracle. Nothing. I don't know. I'm a spiritual guru. Like what the fuck, dude? Reality settle in it all. You got some fucking ace up your sleeve. You always got some fucking trick or person to lean on or something. Put a bunch of offers out there. You're gonna take one of them, and
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose the best option that makes sense at the time it's ready to be chosen.
Oh my God.
That's not.
What do y'all think about that answer? What do y'all think about that?
He's
I think
waiting
it's
for the bullet to
bullshit.
hit. He's waiting
He's
for
what?
the bullet to hit.
Lindsay, what do you think about that response? He's going to wait for the right offer or the right.
It means he's doing nothing.
Excuse me, my voice got really deep for a second there.
I thought I was just covering for you, just buy you some
Thanks.
time.
Thanks. What I think is pretty much right along what he said. If in my judgmental way, I would say my non-PC way, I would say there's a person who is reactive, not proactive. So just kind of piggybacking right there on Chuck.
Okay. All right.
And life only works out for people who are proactive, in my opinion.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay,
And I
I've been
trust
named.
God. No, I
is your
trust
mother's
God
house,
to bring the choices.
is your mother's house one of those options?
No. No, I've got other people who've offered me their couches or their spare rooms. I'm not too worried. Like I said, I'm still, number one, I can't, it's beyond my comprehension, honestly, that it's taken this long. I mean, the reality that who I am today is not who people from the past know. And it's all God. God came into my life, and I have transformed myself into a different version of me than I was before. Now, it blows my mind that my neighbors and friends and everyone has avoided me for so long. They've never seen me. So at some point, I mean, just the simple laws of averages, the simple laws of logic, eventually I'm going to have a conversation with people in this town again. And when I have people having conversations with me in this town again, you'll see a different Jack, because then I won't be completely alone. It'll be a totally different guy again. And this is how life works. we all go through these little periods, these ups and these mountains and valleys of our success and where we're at, our comfort, our abundance. Life is change. I'm not afraid.
So even though people offer you couches that are out of town, you somehow think you're going to stay in the town, even though your house is you're about to get your house taken away.
You I like what you were saying, Jack, about the
Is Brian being sincere when he's talking to him about his situation? Is he really concerned about it or not concerned about it?
Part of that sounded like it.
They did.
I don't think he's being sincere. He just got shit on by his dad. He's over here
He
trying to make
knows.
penance.
He
Okay.
knows how to set up a fucking joke. He knows how to set it up.
I mean,
He's teeing it up.
Okay. Lindsay, do you want to tap in real quick?
I'll tap in really quick and take the devil's side of this, devil's advocate, and say,
Mhm.
here's a person who wants to live life one day at a time and who feels misunderstood and that he's never been heard by anyone his entire life. So he pretty much just figures he's got nothing left in carpe diem and he's going to go on an adventure.
What?
No,
You're
you're talking about Brian or Jack?
She's
Jack.
talking about Jack.
Oh,
She's on
Brian.
Jack.
Was Brian being sincere though when he's asking about Jack's? Where are you going to go, Jack? Are you going to try to stay in town or out of town?
Well,
Or is he just setting him up
Before
for the
this-
fall?
before this, he was in a different room. I can't name names because you know what happens when you say the same name 3 times.
Uh-oh.
Well, and he was helped to go over here. So
Okay.
that
that-
definitely makes me
Mm.
think none of it was sincere at all. It was
Okay.
rather a flying
Gotcha.
monkey kind of trick. Flying
Okay.
monkey in the Wizard of Oz.
I
It's
like
a
that.
one-trick pony. This is a one-trick pony. We've seen this over and over again, haven't we?
Well, that
They
pony's
both-
in the barn for tonight,
They
right?
both are.
You know
They're
how the
both
flying
one
monkey
trick.
had to repeat back to the Wicked Witch.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they had-
we're going to get to that.
He's a flying monkey.
I actually like it. So, one of the
Chimpanzee.
things that Chuck accuses me of is being manipulative and conniving. And so we're about to see an example of what Chuck would call manipulative and conniving behavior from me.
the transformation. We all do go through these transformations. And I think this is a good time, Brian, for you to kind of tell Jack how you dealt with the transformation of living in a home to living in a car. Like, this is an opportunity for you because you're so concerned and helpful for him. And you're here today to help. How did you deal with that transformation? Was it hard for you?
Yeah.
Was it, how long did it take?
So
No, I took that at face value there.
I'm sorry, say that again, Chuck.
I said I took that question at face value as a good question. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
How did he respond
The
to that?
question I asked.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did he
Oh,
respond?
y'all
to that?
want to see how he responded? Well, I'd already.
Fuck yeah, because that was a good question to ask him. I mean, kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see what you're doing. How you?
Uh,
I mean, I don't know if that's where Jack's gonna end up, but I mean, it's a plausible scenario
Okay.
outcome.
Okay. Well, I didn't expect y'all to be excited about that part. That makes me that makes me. Oh, wait.
Can I
wait
ask
a minute.
really quickly what word
yeah,
you
yeah.
use? What word you use besides manipulation? You said something that was really negative, like you said manipulative and conniving, or something that had that
Mhm.
Yeah,
kind of
conniving.
Conniving. Yeah, he calls me conniving.
Okay,
Just another word for manipulation.
a little different connotation, but okay.
I'm so happy you're up here today, Lindsay. Lindsay, I feel like the women are going to win tonight. I
Well,
really
why
do.
why do we have to compete?
Oh, because we're
Right?
smarter.
Right?
'Cause we're... all right. You're right. We don't have to compete. All right, so let me play this for you guys.
And Cynthia, this is where I tell you, and I told you before, you are really growing. You're really taking like this. No,
I
you
like
are.
this part.
You controlling. You're
Not now,
hitting
but-
it right back.
Cut it down. Cut it down, bro. Cut it down.
No.
Remind me next time when I see Tarek, we're going to talk about less is more. Okay, he doesn't always have to say everything that comes to his mind.
Good luck.
Yes. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Eric.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
can I
Please,
just
Brian,
chime
I
in?
would love to hear more about you. And
Yes.
I do think that Tarek offered to pay Jack's house off or something, because I was listening to a stream one time and was like, wait, what? And I
Yeah.
heard something today about him. Somebody's bet him on that. And
Yeah,
if
Mitch
they
was
go
on that.
back, I think they can find it, because
Yeah,
I remember
Mitchell
that and was
is
like, wait, what? And it
Detective
sounded like
Mitchell.
Tarek. Yeah.
Detective Mitchell and his partner, K9 partner, are on that mission. So
Well, Jack even tried to back Tarek into the corner today with that statement. He goes, you know, Tarek, now that I'm thinking about it, when they was talking about that,
but is that fair to back him into that statement?
mean for Jack
No.
to back Tarek?
Mm-hmm.
Jack's running out of options, maybe.
Eh,
Okay.
Do you want
It's
us to
not
keep
fair,
our
but
comments to the
No,
end?
no.
To the end,
yeah,
or
Well, it's almost over. I mean, this part is, so hang on.
okay, gotcha.
learn how you overcame these struggles.
Yeah. Tell us, Brian.
To overcome the struggle of transitioning from a home to a car.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing how that happened? And I'm curious, because what was the thought process? How do you know what stuff to keep? What do you don't? What'd you do? How did you transition?
When I first started doing the car thing, I left Chicago to go to New York with no real plans really, other than to do stand-up comedy open mics out there. So that's pretty much what I did
Did you
when I left
just take,
Chicago.
did you just take like the bare minimum, or did you put like stuff in storage, or were you?
All right, so that is kind of how he responded. He just loved, he chased his dream to be a comedian. I've seen his work. I think that he needs to get a business plan.
The point
For sure.
goes to Jack, though, and Jack made his point, and I don't know if you noticed, but he subtly made the point through Brian. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. He made the point through him, because when Brian said, you know, I just left and I lived life on the edge and I didn't have any definitive plans and I just did it. You see Jack nodding there, like I told you so, because that is Jack's plan. Wing it.
Mm.
So he
All right.
he argued his
catch
point there, and the other guy made it for him.
Jack
Do you
is
think-
waiting around for God to do for him what he won't do for himself. And it's not going to happen that way.
He thinks he can be
Chuck, you're right.
successful. He thinks he can be successful that way, just like Brian is. Because Brian said, I just did it, man. I didn't have any plans. I went from New York
Brian's
to wherever.
not successful. He's drinking pee.
He thinks he thinks he is. He thinks he's
not-
unslaved. He thinks he's
He's
made
not
it.
even funny.
He thinks he's an iconoclast. He doesn't
He
care.
does not. He knows he's broken as fuck.
No, I think he thinks he made it and he's enslaved.
He
No,
said he had 2 jobs. Is that true?
He's
Putting
probably doing
furniture
air
together.
tasker chores.
Yes,
Brian
he's
couldn't
putting
rub-
IKEA furniture together.
That's
Off of
because
that
Brian
app.
couldn't rub 2 funnies together and get a laugh.
And why is he successful? Because he said he's not a 9-to-5 slave. I mean, isn't that what they talk
Oh.
about in there?
Well,
He's
I
not-
mean, if that's the
Oh.
standard of success, everybody at the homeless camp is successful.
Yep,
Well,
they're
that's,
free from
that's, the, that's
It's
the
a
enslaved
cope.
way.
They're
Scott.
coping.
Scott. Shh.
So, as I was saying, guys,
That was a long ass purr.
Oh, guess who showed up at Paul's tonight?
who?
The cops.
Jack.
Jack.
Who?
Jack.
Did
He
really?
did? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I went to
Acting
Paul.
like nothing at all happened today until someone said, "Why did you throw Paul off the panel
He didn't throw Paul off the panel yesterday. Or did he do it today?
today?"
Oh, I didn't see
Today.
today's show. I didn't see it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I used to be more like you regarding Jack, like seeing him as a victim, feeling sorry for him, wishing that he'd be misunderstood, wishing that his idealistic dreams would come true. And I still do wish good things for him, but Flo was saying, you know what, he's smarter than you think, and he knows what he's doing. And then I
Yeah,
was
he's
like, gee, that's kind of
Oh,
callous
good
of you,
Lord.
Flo. Typical Flo. But you know
he's
what?
playing
He's
the
right.
victim
And
card.
here,
Guess who's
here's
backstage?
why.
though?
Callous
They-
is always the way to go.
No, not always.
We've got the troll of
plan-
all trolls is
They
back
plan
here.
it together.
Your daddy?
He's not innocent.
Brown
No.
boy.
I saw it.
No, hell no.
Your baby daddy?
Hey, Provo, how are
Oh
you?
God.
What's
See you
up?
later.
It's
See you
Provo.
later. Oh, I'd leave too, Chuck. But God bless you all. Hope you're doing well.
Hello,
Thank you.
Overlord.
And God
Hey.
bless you.
Hey, I want you
Thank
to
you.
know I've taken a page out of your book. I didn't do it on the computer, but I've done an outline show like I have an outline. So I'm kind of like in the middle of building the outline.
Yeah,
So you
copy. Take what I'm working with. I really wouldn't give a fuck, Cynthia.
well, I just want to give you credit where credit's due. It's not taking
Yeah.
it. It's
I create good content. A lot of people don't even know how to do that, which is sad.
and he gets like he'll like have his power meeting with himself on live and you'll hear him talking it out and then he'll be like okay, and he's constantly moving his stuff around and making it flow better, and the chat's giving input into it. But don't go subscribe to his channel. I'm not
No,
going to hit
fuck
his
me.
link. Don't ever
I'm
hit the
subscribed
damn
to
like
it.
button. Yeah, and subscribe to it. No, like he doesn't want you there. Okay, he's doing his
Okay.
own thing. All right, so I don't know if you caught. I'm gonna catch you up. We're about to. So, anyways, we're
Go ahead,
about to watch a video. All right, so Lindsay, I was about to silence because you were saying everything I'm about to show. Lindsay, you were spot on with your interpretation of Brian O'Shea's
Thought about that.
thoughts. So this is Paul's panel, and to kind of clarify, so Paul, Brian, and Snaps are all on stage, but they're over talking. They're restreaming Jackson. They're over talking. So to kind of make it sense, I have their pictures pulled up for when they're talking, just to kind of help the story.
Hey, I just want to understand. Like, we're just doing content reaction right now, and we're gonna talk shit on people. Is that the?
Well, we're deciding, am I a manipulator? And I'm showing the content of where we're the
Right.
people I was called a manipulator.
Can I give some advice before you kick me?
Oh,
No.
no.
Most women never get to a point. So can you get to the point really
Well,
quick
if
for me?
you will stop interrupting me, I'm going to be right there. Okay, here we go, Pro. Let's go.
I have thought about that.
Is Brian this stupid knowing she's trying to play him?
It is an option, I guess. But
Most people don't notice that.
Oh, so hang on. So this is
you're actually turning into a great streamer. Like you're trying to figure all this shit on the fly.
Yeah, I need to.
I really appreciate it.
Okay, so this is their
Is
live.
Brian this
This is them reacting while Jack is
stupid
live.
knowing she's trying to play him?
it is an option, I guess. But
Most people don't notice the deflection, obfuscation, gaslighting game. That's why narcissism's so effective.
Narcissism.
Like, because he's trying to be real with them and she's playing him. It's obvious.
This shit sucks. Honestly, this
So
shit
she was
sucks.
trying to be real with him. Brian O'Shea was trying to be real with him, right? But check
Yeah.
out 25 minutes earlier in the
Okay.
stream, Provo.
Is this the drama channel?
Yes,
My-
let's check
okay.
it out.
So we're doing
Okay.
drama. All
you-
right. So I gotta be
Sure.
fucking drama.
Bye-bye.
man.
Can you quit
Okay, here
whining?
goes, Pro.
Can you quit
25
whining?
minutes earlier in the stream, this is what happened.
But to pay attention,
Why don't you go
you've
over
got
there
to
and
move
fix this
beyond
mess,
the
O'Shea?
clutter, the
Go
clutter
over
of
there, dude.
opinions, the clutter of memories, the clutter
I don't know. I
of
feel like I would just be mean to him. Tell him I don't see how
Well,
he can.
I'm
He's never
not
gonna get
his
help.
guy, or else I would be mean to him. Go be mean to him. He deserves it.
the clutter
This
of
shit's
distraction
fucking
prevents clarity.
disgusting.
See, God's so amazing.
I could fuck with him and be nice and then
Terrible
mean and then
edit.
nice and mean.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Who
go
made this?
check the optics out? He's telling either way, Brian.
Accepting the
You could help
simplicity
him.
of the truth. So
This shit sucks.
Today.
Who made this?
So this is what
Mitchell,
happened
you don't have to
today.
do this anymore. Cynthia, fuck that whole.
So okay, so you're saying what, Pro? What were you saying?
Who made this?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this.
Yeah, it's fine. Who made the edit?
Me.
You gotta get
I'm
better.
trying to tell the story better. What was wrong with the story transition? Pro,
several things.
Scott,
I made
Jack.
several things, Cynthia, and we could talk about it later. But
Okay, we will.
just the cuts, the edits from an artistic point of view.
No. Flo.
I'm sorry, but like it wasn't good.
So that's yesterday.
Let her
So
get
see,
through it.
Lindsay
Let
was
her get
right.
through it so we can figure it
Sorry,
out.
Scott. You're right, Scott. I'm
No,
sorry.
but see, Lindsay was right though. They were planning to come up there and attack Jack, and then
Of
when
course.
right,
No shit. Exactly, Flo. Say no shit.
well, we know that, but I'm building content off of it. But they sit there and said earlier in the stream, you see her being the manipulator. Brian's trying to be real. When they just like what? Like, do they know they're manipulating, or do they just forget what they say?
Of course.
Yeah.
Do they like?
They
They really know? Okay, all right then.
They're just
All right.
gaslighting.
Hey, Chuck, fuck you. Hey, Chuck said earlier today in Jack's chat, is Provo drinking again? Dude, it's Friday.
Okay.
You know what Friday is?
Fuck that whole
Hey,
thing
Chuck,
up.
hey, pause this shit. Hey,
I don't know how long I'm gonna last with this guy.
Ditto.
I want to like
So-
him.
The city
Yeah.
of the truth. The city of
You want to like
Okay.
O'Shea or Provo?
So, pro.
Oh.
So today, this was Brian's reaction to yesterday's stream.
Mitchell, you don't have to do this anymore. Cynthia fucked that whole thing up. Fuck!
I tried to compete. Okay. What did y'all think? This is my first time. Do y'all think? What do y'all
I
think?
don't.
Did I prove my point? Or did it just go to shit?
I mean, I already knew the point, so or I already knew the backstory. So
Mhm.
I was mostly flirting with
Doing other
Sasquatch.
shit. Yeah, I know. So, but the point is, like they're
But the point-
horrible. And okay, so I had to look up the word manipulation. And when I looked it up, I think I totally manipulated that whole conversation, right?
yo, you got to mute my mic. Here's the thing. Apparently, from what I've understood, is you only want to hear from people who agree with you.
No.
And I disagree.
No, that's what I'm asking you. Did I manipulate? Did I
That
manipulate
shit sucked.
Yes, you did.
conversation?
That shit sucked. That was terrible editing. You should
No,
make a
it
better
He needs
video.
to get his lighting right before he criticizes your editing.
Oh, no. I make videos and make editing. You can do better. You want people nodding their heads like bobbleheads? You make good content. You're so great. Look, I'm telling you, you can be better.
Drunk people.
Everybody else on this panel might be sucking your toes, but I'm not.
All right, Pro. I'm gonna
You're
put
sucking
you
your
on
own,
mute
Provo?
for a second, just
Put me on
because.
mute.
Okay, thank you.
Just to
All right,
prove
so-
his point.
So Lindsay said that I was a manipulator. Did I
No,
manipulate
no,
that
no, no.
conversation? Oh no, no.
I
Did
said
I
you were
manipulate?
you were manipulative, and I argue. I think you don't misunder. I think you. Let me make myself clear. I think everyone manipulates. It's how you live. It's how you survive. But your definition of manipulative was the very negative connotation of from the word manipulation. If you simply want an ice cream cone, you can manipulate someone into giving you just by simply asking and being nice to them. Now that there's nothing wrong with that. You have something that you want to get, and that's how you obtain it, right? So if you're going to be an asshole and throw things around the store at Baskin Robbins, and say go get me Oreo cookies and cream, 2 scoops, and F your mom, and of course that's not going to end well. It's not going to. You're not going to get the ice cream that way.
That's
What
why
you
O'Shea's
did-
in jail.
What you did that was What you did that was dang it, he throws me off. In the way of in the way of manipulation that you did that was effective, and I could say benevolent or good or positive, whichever one you want, was you changed the topic from something that was obnoxious to something that could be that was steered in the direction of utility and positivity. But The manipulation in the terms of negative or bad, which I hate to, say it's just one thing or another, would be maybe your agenda behind it all and trying to make Brian look bad. Would I say that's bad? No, I would say it was crafty. So people are going to tell you that it's either on one end of the spectrum or the other. It's bad or good. What if it's just trying to get what you want? It's not really hurting anybody. And what you wanted to do is steer the conversation in a certain way. I see nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. Chuck, you're one that always calls me conniving and manipulative.
I told you that was a good question a while ago. There was nothing wrong with the question. I said it was a good question.
Right. And so a lot of the times when you're accusing me of such a thing, you for some reason you always think I have it planned out. Like I thought it true. Like it's kind of something that just happens. Scott, did you think it was when I was being manipulative? I manipulated the conversation.
No, I need more of the. I'm gonna probably.
Yo, why the
watch
fuck
back
you
and watch
mute
the
me?
stream.
This is stupid.
Because you talk too much. It's probably.
Hang on. I'm
Shut
about
the
to ask
fuck
you a
up.
question. So it's a manipulator is a person who controls or influences in a clever or unscrupulous way. Was I?
Did you not influence the conversation?
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm saying. I think I am a manipulator. And so many times people use that as a negative connotation. People in chats were saying, look at her up there manipulating the conversation. People always associate.
What was your intent?
To get the back Brian up off Jack.
So you were
and let me tell you, if you get a chance to go back and watch that live flow, everybody like Brian O'Shea did not stand a chance with us last night.
No, Paul's reaching the bottom.
Am I
of his
still
flying
muted?
Monkey barrel. No.
Look,
we can hear you.
Cynthia, I'll join your channel. I'll do this fun game, but it frustrates me when you mute me like you have done. Because like I'm streaming on my channel, I'm creating content.
This is how we were last night. We were slam dunking like anything Brian threw out to discredit, to make Jake feel bad. Like,
hey, you want to mute me? You want to do this?
Like this? Just
I'm not going to give you my.
Oh my God!
Hey, fuck you, Cynthia. I'm not going to give you.
So that was great. Oh my gosh! Accidentally on purpose, drop pro.
That was a good example of manipulation. Did it affect the conversation?
Absolutely. Yeah. Is this a negative effect? So do we see now how manipulation works?
Is it possible to communicate without manipulating?
Depends on who you're communicating with.
Scott, why does it sound like you're on the International Space Station?
Because I'm up here in
Okay, hey, you're lucky. You're lucky because I was about to tell you, you fuck with the content creator. Guess what? I'm not going to support your channel. You're banned from mine. I get higher viewers than yours. I can do things better than you. And you want to fuck with me? Look at Chuck. Look at this loser.
All right.
Hey.
So anyway.
Provo don't like me.
Why
doesn't Provo like you?
Because I called him a manipulator, a drunk manipulator.
See, Chuck, you call everybody a manipulator.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
He doesn't call him a manipulator.
You're right. I think you all manipulate. So do I. Look at the effect here. Whew. Look at the effect.
Everyone get ready.
Of what?
Chuck, I'm not a manipulator, am I?
Everybody get ready. The sensei has arrived.
Am I a manipulator? You pay to get rid of me regularly, but am I a manipulator?
Scott, all of us need to be quiet when we add this next one.
I had to ask that.
I know. Welcome to the stage. Hi, how are you doing, Domenico? How are you today?
Hey guys, hey Cynthia, hey Flo, hey Chuck, hey Lindsay, and hey Scott.
Hey
Dom.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Carry on.
Preparations in order. Reparations are. Thank you, Provo. I appreciate you coming up. I do really appreciate you, and you are truly the inspiration behind me doing this. This is the first time that I've done it. I do look forward to growing, but I will continue to come over there and watch and develop off of you and other content creators. Thank you. Dom, are you enjoying the conversation we're having on the panel tonight?
Always.
Excellent.
Nice.
Flo asked a question before you came up. Can you communicate without manipulating?
Chuck.
Scott, what do you think?
Manipulation. I'm making her pay.
What?
Chuck,
He's
it's not
singing
my panel, but your line of credit's still open, I'm sure.
I don't have clips. I
got
Sorry.
an answer for that if you want to buy
You
time.
send the flyover, but I don't have any flyover, so
What's
it won't even
Lindsay's?
be fun.
Lindsay, can you communicate without manipulating?
I'm going to say it's absolutely impossible, for the most part, because you can't say anything 100%. Given that, I could stand there and talk to you, and my aim could be simply to talk to you, but I can't control how you feel about me and the things that you're thinking of me. Therefore, that will affect the way you manipulate or respond to me. So there's going to be manipulation due to preconceived notions. And let's say Chuck comes to you and he wants to have a conversation, and I do. We're talking about the exact same thing. Chuck looks a certain way, acts a certain way, sounds a certain way. You know his background history. You may talk a little bit differently to him than you do to me. That in itself is manipulation, right? Would you not agree? Based on how you perceive him.
I think technically, I think you're right, but colloquially, I think that manipulation implies that you're doing it to the detriment of your audience.
She could read her definition again, and it said sometimes for.
Yes, I can. Not only can I read it, Chicasita.
Thank you. Will you do it again?
Scott, put the noodles in your macaroni.
Scott, not only can I read it, I can show you. Manipulation is a person who controls or influences others
in a clever or unscrupulous way. Clever is one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all negative. Unscrupulous is not a nice way. Clever is
right. Unscrupulous is negative.
Clever does not indicate evil necessarily.
Right. And the second one is a person who handles or controls something skillfully.
I hate to be that guy, but let's look up clever.
Exactly.
I'm glad you asked that
you want
too.
Me to pull
Clever
out the real dictionary, guys?
No, Scott.
The
Clever.
1828 Noah Webster is the one you should
Oh,
look at.
please.
Okay, Scott, not now, Scott. Not now. So I did look up the word clever, but just I did look up the word clever, and it says quick to understand, learn, and devise or apply ideals. Quick to understand. Mm-hmm. That was in the moment. Like, I recognized the attack. So many times people will say, I feel something. I feel something. And we can't explain what we feel, but we feel something. And in this moment, I recognize this is an attack. I hadn't seen that other panel yet. I didn't know that they had a plan to come up and do this to Jack, but I felt like something was wrong. And I just automatically manipulated and quickly got that conversation turned.
And it was clever.
Mm-hmm. And then I even looked up unscrupulous, and it's showing no moral principles, not honest or fair. But I disagree. I wasn't unscrupulous. I was definitely clever in that. And so many times, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you can finish. I do have a thought after, but go ahead if you're still.
No, that was it, really.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck, are you listening, man?
What you had there was conflicting manipulation, right? Because O'Shea was coming in trying to manipulate the conversation to attack Jack, and you were trying to manipulate it back and offset that manipulation. So, were you being manipulative? Technically, probably yes, but I would not say it was unscrupulous.
Correct.
What?
You were manipulating a manipulation, basically, which it could be. I mean, if somebody told me that every communication on YouTube is manipulation, I would have a hard time arguing that against that. But But Jack was doing his thing, right? And
Mhm.
O'Shea came in. There's the introduction of the first manipulation because O'Shea was there on bad faith.
Mm-hmm.
You responded to bad faith manipulatively.
Mhm. Cleverly.
Mm-hmm.
Cleverly, right? So that was clever manipulation, but it wasn't unscrupulous manipulation.
Okay.
He's
I
saying the
agree.
same thing you.
Now,
Yeah, no, I
did you
agree.
did you do it to get at Brian, or did you do it because you wanted to be Jack's mommy?
I did it
Jack's mommy.
to even the playing field.
Mommy as fuck.
Whatever.
Even if someone said you're manipulative and they meant it in a negative way, or you're the B word, whatever, I don't want to get you stricken on your channel.
The
Mm-hmm.
So
Babylonian.
what? Yeah. Oh my God, Chuck. Don't even... I could
The
not
whole
believe
of
you did
Babylon.
that. Yes.
And of all the
At least
comments,
I
he
played
picks
that one.
that one.
Your own buddy calls you a whore, but he messed up with whole. So thank you for that. I gotta thank you.
That was the auto spell on my phone that changed the word on my ass. It won't let me
I should
type
change my
curse
name.
words. It won't let me type curse words.
You got to turn those off like I do.
Yeah, I'm
Ah.
kind of mad about that, but I'm kind of good. Sorry, we
Well,
got.
I didn't.
Well, you
I
can't be the
didn't-
whole of
What?
Babylon and be sensitive at the same time. You got to have to choose your side.
And I didn't realize that Z was going to pluck that out of thin air like that, out of a
How
million
the fuck did you not
comments.
know that? How did you not know
What
that?
are y'all? What are y'all talking about?
On Z's earlier, Lindsay came on. Her avatar was in a bikini. Chuck called her the whole of Babylon because autocorrect intervened, and then Z saw that comment and pulls it right up on
Well,
stage. It's got Lindsay full screen.
They were piling on her about being in the bikini. So I threw that one liner out there.
Can we unpack the
Okay.
Freudian phrase you just used, piling on her?
And whole.
Yeah, Chuck. What? Listen, gentlemen.
Chuck,
y'all
you
have
can stop.
I put
Y'all
my
have-
rifle away.
Sometimes, guys, y'all take when girls talk, y'all take it to dirty town. Why
Dominic,
do y'all do
can
that?
Can
No,
Dominic bring some
I take
dignity
half-
back to the men on this panel?
I take part responsibility for that, and it is
Oh.
actually a manipulative trick, as we were talking
Oh.
about before. Some would say it was unscrupulous, and some would say it was clever. I think
Mm.
most would say it was unscrupulous because most would not understand any cleverness behind it.
I
I just
understood.
thought-
Chuck understood. Everybody understood.
Scott, you haven't chimed in, which is
If
Scott
you,
doesn't
that's
understand.
only if you knew the background, I think, Flo. If somebody was new, I don't know if they would have picked up on it.
True, but I don't care
Because you're unscrupulous.
because I'm
callous.
Flow State student of callousness.
Right on.
Mm.
Callous.
Teaching me.
Oh
Callous-
yeah, I
callous is
saw
always
that
better.
the other day. You're learning. Flo is teaching you how not to care.
Right.
I'm trying. It's a way harder. It's so simple in my mind, and it's so hard to. I've not really had any successful students ever. So Lindsay might be the first if I can get her there.
I'm trying.
Oh, you're in the same league as Jack.
You
then.
know what? I read an article today about.
Did you notice that some people love
Put
to
the
people
rifle
to
away,
hate?
motherfucker.
I read an article about that today, actually, about the art of not caring and what was needed to achieve it. I won't say it here if you're trying to do it.
No,
think I got it.
I'm curious. I want to hear.
You had
That's
to
how
teach
you
him
don't
not
care.
to. You had to teach him how not to let go of fear, because it's fears that's stopping them. It's that making them care. All right, guys.
You should share that article with me because maybe
I
that's why
will.
I can't teach anybody because I don't understand what their hangups are.
Yeah, I meant to talk to you about that.
Because I was telling her she needs to devalue her audience, right? Like, obviously, the only reason that these people's words get to you is because you hold themselves in some sort of esteem. So you need to devalue whoever's talking at you in your own mind. But if it's my fear is broken, and I'm not even bragging.
I
Like,
think
it's
I know what
broken.
the problem is. The problem is
speaking of fear,
knowing something cognizantly and cognitively versus your emotional side. emotional side can overwhelm your cognitions. Your cognitions are logic saying, look who's talking, it's Tommy or it's so-and-so, consider the source, duh, it doesn't matter. Versus the emotional side, which is saying, oh man, I want people to like me, or I want to create this certain kind of image or whatever it is. And when that side wins over, you get hurt. When you have no expectations and you keep your emotions out of it, which is why you're really good at it, Flo. You just
But I
don't
don't think
give
he
a
has any.
shit.
I don't think he has any.
He does. He does.
Oh, does he?
He can compartmentalize
You
expertly.
can do that. You
It
can.
I
takes a
got
long history of trauma to get here, but you guys can
I
do
got
it.
I got
Listen.
mad earlier.
Why?
Real mad. I was
Oh,
pissed off
did this have
because
anything to do with you getting mad?
Well,
Hey,
someone
bro.
didn't call you a whore. They called me one.
no, it was
I like
from
it when they call me a whore.
over over on Paul's channel.
Mm-hmm.
He had somebody come up and he didn't know who it was. You know how you put the
Hang on one second, Chuck. Hang on one second. Hold that thought. Let me get a mic check real quick. Provo. You got till the count of 5 or you're going down?
I'm trying to be respectful. What's up?
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Chuck.
But anyway, you know how you put a overlay up so you can
Mhm.
have them turn on the camera without exposing themselves. Well,
Mhm.
his overlay was a picture of Flo's wife,
Oh
using that
yeah,
one.
Jackie. I mean,
and
Katie.
it was on
Oh,
for like 10 minutes or so, like that, and it just aggravated me that
It's okay though, Chuck. She knew the gig when she came over and joined for a stream. She knows
Yeah,
the gig.
Chuck sounds like a bitch.
she been there.
Well, I mean, she just understands what this is, right? So if she was worried about that, she wouldn't have joined.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Can
appreciate
you-
the whatever it is, the sentiment, but
I don't
yeah,
know what it was, but
yeah, no,
you
I
know,
get it. It's a protective thing.
I think I think it's wrong to bring family into it if they're not the ones that are constantly.
Yeah,
on the
Chuck, you
screen.
sound like a bitch, dude. So shut.
Oh my
Who
goodness.
the hell is that?
Pro.
It's Provo.
Oh, he don't like
And here
me.
I was saying that
calm
Provo
down.
is the Dr. Jekyll to TBE's Mr. Hyde earlier.
Now he there's
Sorry
a
about
there,
that. Hey,
there's
Chuck,
a
but
manipulator
Chuck,
at
hey,
Jack.
I hate how we have to pretend that the shit Chuck said to me in chat, I get to avoid. Like he's all cool. Chuck, you were talking shit to me.
Wait, hang on, Pro. Hang on,
thing.
Pro. Hang on. I only put you down because I want Chuck to. Were you talking shit to Pro, Chuck?
The only thing I said, he got up on Jack tonight, and he likes to manipulate Jack. He likes to manipulate Jack's panel.
Mhm.
And all I said, the way he was talking, I just made the comment. I said something like, "Provo must be drunk tonight," or something like that. Is what I said.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
1 second. I was
What-
sober. The worst part is I was sober, and that's what bothers me. I'm drunk now, Chuck. But when you said
Okay.
that, here's the thing that bothers me: is you said shit to me like that's who I am, dog. Like you don't even understand me. I am who I am, and you're saying Provo Planet must be drunk. Hey, dog, I was sober, and that's what bothers me.
Well,
What
I
do you think about what he
misinterpreted
said?
then.
Okay. Do you think you owe him an apology?
Yeah, I'm the
I'm
same guy
sorry.
who I am all the time,
Okay.
Chuck.
Hey, Pro. He said sorry. What do you think? Do you accept
I
his apology?
apologize. I won't do it again.
No, here's the problem, Chuck.
Do you accept his apology, Pro? Do
Okay.
you accept his apology? Yes or no?
You unmuted me, so thank you.
Yep.
No, look, Chuck is a snake. He looks just
Okay.
like Moose.
No,
Chuck,
did you?
Chuck is a back talking backwards, and I'm a hillbilly. I'm whitewash. I'm white trash. I know hillbilly when I see it. I'm retarded as fuck, and I know when I look at retarded,
So, as I was asking, do you accept his apology or not?
That's a no. That's a no, Cynthia.
Is that a no, Pro?
Hell yeah, that's a no. I know retarded.
All right, well then, Pro, you can't come up here and do that in the middle of the show. I'd like for you to be a part of it, but I can't let you rock like that. So what do
And
you
he
think?
just said he was drunk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Chuck, why do
So-
you always assume everyone's drunk?
I'm talking about the way he was acting
I
on
know. but-
Jack.
Kind of like how cheaters see cheaters everywhere.
Is
Oh,
that what it is?
Ooh.
Yeah, if
Ooh.
you're a recovered alcoholic, you probably see that.
Yeah,
If that's your devil, you probably see that devil everywhere.
that I
Just
do.
like how when you pulled up that picture of Snafu, the first thing I saw was his jaw jacked hard as fuck to the side. I was like, does he tweak much? You know,
I was
he
going to
always-
bring you back up, Pro. I was going to bring you back up, but it says that you device is not connected. So I kicked you. Come back if you want to respond to that.
Well, if he comes back, I won't say a word.
Chuck, you did excellent, and I appreciate you apologizing because that's truly, sincerely,
And I meant it. I meant it. If I was wrong, I was wrong. And
But
I said,
you said the same thing too. He came up there and manipulated Jack's panel. Do you feel like it was in a good way, a nefarious way?
I sort of feel like you and Provo manipulate Jack in about the same way.
yeah.
Bro, is that
Fuck
true?
you, Flo. Fuck.
Is that?
It's okay.
Is
Let
that
him go. Let him go. Let him go. He can.
Yo, you do
he
the
can fuck with
yo-yo
me.
with me. I only got so much time. But
I know,
what do
but
you
is
gotta
that
say, Flo?
true? Do we manipulate Jack the same? Do you
No,
manipulate?
I've been the
Jack?
most honest with Jack from the jump, and other people haven't been. I'm like, so I know the Thorpes. Everybody knows the Thorpes around here.
Yes,
I was one of the first 10 subscribers. I know them. I also know Jack. I'm one of these main characters from the beginning. And all these people, they slide in, they got their ideas, they got their viewpoints. But the difference between me and everybody else is, and I see a few people like Scott 2B trying to lead, grab his cup of clout from the Thorpes and go live off them and using a thumbnail. Scott's
All
trying
right,
to real.
all right. So
I
why
could
do
talk
you do
shit.
it?
I could talk shit on Scott. He's a
Why
leech.
why do you manipulate for Jack? Do you want
Why
to
do I?
protect
Because
him?
he's a content creator, and other content creators are attacking him. That's bullshit.
I agree, Pro.
That's
Right.
bullshit.
It's not because your content is provocational, and the best way to keep the provocation going is to empower Jack to stand his own and fight
That's
back.
right. And hey, you're right. You're right about that. But on another end, the whole point of my point is this: Jack's creating content, and most other people are harvesting his content. Everybody's the same thing with Paul. It's like everybody's talking about Paul. Now everybody's talking about Jack. Same fucking story. But Jack is the best story because he has more than anybody else. He's
I
actually
agree.
fucking interesting because
I
he's
agree.
fucked up. He's fucked up in a way we can all relate to. And I like that
agree.
about Jack. And he's got a nice voice. He's got a nice story. A lot of people can relate to it. And I'm
Well, I don't know if
jealous.
it's a nice story. He has a true story.
Provo,
Yeah,
you
well-
have a nice voice too. I don't know your story.
Provo's cool until he wants to Provo, but would he be Provo if he didn't Provo?
Yeah, that's right. But Jack's great. Jack's unusual. And we all want to see here's the whole point of the story. Unlike Paul, I want to see the end of Jack's story, which Paul doesn't have. Paul's an interesting guy, makes great content, has great points of view. I'll say so many nice things about Paul, but I actually don't care about the end of his story.
Why?
Why? Because Paul is a different person, right? His story is so it's flame, it's heat, but Jack, it's long, it's love. He's got a lot of things to his, I would say, mythology.
Jesus Christ.
It's
You can say Jesus Christ, what? But I'm just saying.
No, Scott, and
I'm
no,
not
and-
interested in Paul. Like Jack's gonna lose his house in the next 7 days. Paul's gonna do because here's the thing: Paul's successful. Paul's doing what he's gonna do, and I'm not worried about Paul's future because he's a man who makes his way. But Jack, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I like his story. I'm interested in his story, and I'm invested. But Paul, look, Paul's gonna make it, and he tells you he's gonna make it. So guess what? Story's closed.
Provo.
Well, I mean, Jack's story's open. Do you know if he's going to make it? We're going to talk about Jack because we don't know. That's the whole point.
Provo, you are on
Is Jack
fire.
invested in Jack's story?
Hang on, Scott. Pro, you are on fire right now. Flo, what are you thinking about
No,
what?
I hadn't thought about it in that I hadn't unpacked it, but I think I agree with Provo entirely.
Provo,
I mean, I disagree with some of his claims about Paul. But with
Jack
regarding
being
Jack,
more
I
interesting
agree
than
with
Paul
it.
is definitely
Okay, Scott,
agreeable.
your turn.
Oh gosh. All right, Scott, go.
All right, I'll shut up now that you guys want to listen to me. Fuck. The whole thing is Jack doesn't want to be a part of his own fucking solution. He wants somebody to come in and save him, whether it be God or you or the fucking man on the moon. And the whole thing about Paul and Jack, yeah, Jack's more interesting than Paul because Paul's a goddamn super looper. It's the same thing every fucking time you go to him. I don't care who's up. He's going to do the same thing to him. He's going to call him the same things. He's going to repeat the same words. He's going to act like he's a fucking thesaurus and throw out random words that string together and make people that don't understand them think they're, wow, he's smart. It's a mad, mad, mad world we live in. And there's people like that manipulate people with stupidity. And I think Jack isn't trying to manipulate anybody. I think Jack's actually trying to learn to help himself.
You sound like
trying
a
to learn
Ben
to-
Thorpe supporter.
Yeah,
I'll cut you off. Let me cut you off because Scott, you're going to talk forever.
Hey,
you want to hear the truth or you want to make
Okay,
it
you
up?
keep talking, Scott. We'll wait
brought it
another
up, like
20
we know
minutes.
this, but Pro, you brought up some very interesting topics that I want to circle back around. You brought up the harvest content. Everybody does harvest everybody's content. Is this beneficial or is this hurt the other content creators?
No, it works. It works for everybody. So then you got to find out what your content is. You can do you can have a whole show. You can have a 15-minute segment of harvesting content or content reaction or content conflict. It's like a teacher creating a lesson plan for their students. And that's how every content creator should look at things like that. And I'm different than a lot of these other people like Chuck or Dominico or Lindsay or Scott. Like they don't make content. But I'm in the process of making content, reflecting on content, and contributing to other people's content, which most people don't want to do. This is inside baseball bullshit. We could talk about this shit later. It's a different game, right? And that's why these other people are quiet. But in general, what I'm saying is the Thorpes are kind of doing the same way, right? Like the interest is what's going to happen next. But in circulation to the point with Paul, nobody cares what's going to happen next. He's not doing anything, right? And so a real content creator has to create a question of what's going to happen next. And that's where you see the high profile content creators making these extreme videos. And then you get to conflict and the conflict content. And that's where most people, unfortunately, as content creators, extrapolate the conflict and keep it going where like that shit's eventually a dead end or hurts people's feelings. And we don't want that shit. It's unfortunate. And but the real idea of creating content is like Jack. He's a real person. We want to know what's going to happen next. And we're all invested in that. And that's why Jack is interesting because we want to know if he's going to have a home. Is he going to move in with Tarek? Is he going to go gay? Like is Jack's next arc being gay? And I'm interested in that. I want to know if Jack and Tarek get into a romantic relationship.
No, well, I don't think I foresee that. So, but Pro, I can't tell you, I don't disagree with anything you said, especially when it came to Paul. Paul's always going to be successful. It's coming onto this app. I'm the man. I don't need nobody's help. I can do it. I got it. I'm going to make my way. Does that hurt us or does that help our stories as a content creator?
Joe Cool.
Where's Joe Cool?
Oh, yeah, where is Joe Cool?
He's in the comments. He said Jack's already gay.
Joe Cool. Don't act like that. Good to
Jack
see you,
already
bud.
said he was thinking about trying it out.
That is true. I heard him say that.
He also said he might be living in his car, and in which case, those content creators make a hell of money.
I begged Jack earlier today to please take up Tommy's offer and move in with Tommy.
Yeah, that's good
Provo,
content.
would that be good content or what?
For what
Yeah.
Jack is, Jack's life is, Jack needs to understand this. His life is being on the screen. So if you don't understand that from the get-go, look, this is my hobby. I do this shit for fun. But Jack, this is his, this is his road to the future. He's got no other choice. Tommy is the best option. He needs to make content. He needs to put eyes in front of him. And I couldn't support that more. Tarek would be a good angle because then you get the gay aspect.
Like,
Flo, as the other content creator on the panel, how are you pros?
no, I think
Tommy and
Provo
Jack
has
would be
this thought
Fight
through.
Club.
I think that Scott's confused about whose name is Flo. This is the second time in a row.
I thought she said blowjob.
This isn't my panel. I can't play your clip right now.
I know.
I think that Provo has this analyzed and thought through better. And actually, as he's speaking, I'm realizing that I agree with him more and more than I realized I did.
Absolutely.
But
when
Jack's
way
not.
out is through. He
Jack's
needs
not.
he needs to embrace that.
Jack's not doing it to be a content creator. That's
Right.
the problem.
That's the truth.
But it doesn't matter how what he's doing; it's what he is. You
He's
can go
not-
into something it being one way and it being something else. And
It's
Pro's
not
absolutely
succeeding,
right. We
though. Is
all
he
want to know
making
where
money?
his story is going to go. Everybody's invested in the story.
Is
What's going to
anybody
happen
investing
to
in
Jack?
him? That's the problem. It's not a content. It's
But
not
yes,
content
people
that's selling.
are. People are invested in him. He is content. People are invested in him, just not in the way that he wants. But there's a common
Right.
like if you're I guess I'm not that old, but I'm old enough that you notice that people keep, when they're young, they try to push towards what they think they should do, what they think their calling is. But if you watch, people sort of always snap back to what they're good at, right?
Do you know who
is
Jack-
good content. He's not a good UN representative. He is good content. He needs
Do you know
to
who
embrace
Jack
the gift that he's
Redney
given.
is?
Fucking Scott. If I could punch you in the face, I would.
I got him. Go ahead, Flo.
No, but I mean, I think that Provo's right. Jack has a thing, right? He's got an audience. He is content. He is interesting. Since the day I met Paul, his content has been Jack. Jack is interesting, and Jack needs to embrace that. Otherwise, he's going to keep bashing his head against the wall trying to get to the UN.
And I might add to what Flo State said. And if you want to YouTube, you're simple-minded. You're retarded like me, and you say, "I want a YouTube video." Hold on, I want a YouTube video to understand what Flo State said. Go to Kurt Vonnegut, Vonneguet or whatever. Kurt Vonnegut, right? Art of the Story. And the story starts with someone at the bottom. That's what we're all interested in. This is Jack is appealing to what is the most interesting aspect of human life, starting at the bottom and wanting to go to the top. Right. And he's actually doing a great job at telling his story and trying to get to the top. Where most people in our social media atmosphere want to tell you they're already at the top. They're already winning. But Jack is starting at the basement, at the bottom, and he's admitting he's already losing. So he's playing into these high-level archetype story levels that we're all naturally drawn to, and he's compelling because of that. And he doesn't mean to do that, but he is doing that. But welcome back, Scott.
He does got thousands of dollars invested in NLP programs and coaching programs. So
Doesn't matter, dude.
I'm sure some of it rubbed off.
Doesn't matter though.
I rubbed off.
Clean it up, Flo. Clean it up.
Make me.
You clean it up. The
Lindsay,
whole of Babylon.
Lindsay,
Oh, yes.
I see you in the chat. What do you think about what Pro's saying? I'm gonna go get something because I'm super cold, but I'm interested to hear. And Flo, after this, email me, send me your
First of all, you kicked me, so fucked you. I joined back in the stream because I have some important things.
No, because you're on fire today. I want to tell you something, but I'm afraid it might make you mad.
It's because my dog died this past week.
Oh, I have a friend that's a professional storyteller. Speaks at
My
Burning
brother
Man.
died. Is that any worse than your dog?
What a weird one-upsmanship.
Yeah.
Wow, Chuck. Whoa, take that. My brother died. Is that any worse than your problem? We're adding that to the calendar.
Good job,
There you
Chuck.
go.
Wow.
What's up, bro?
You were asking
but look,
about.
go ahead.
You were asking about my thoughts about what Provo said. They were less in reaction to what he said and more in parallel with, and he was making me think that maybe there is this somewhat of a martyr role that goes along with being okay with being so-called victim or not helping yourself or kind of making it like you're at the whims of the whole world and the people and the environment and everything. Maybe there is utility to that, in that not only do you get to be a victim and don't have to take accountability, but you can also become someone else and take on this whole new adventure and kind of escape and run away from who you really are. The end. I'm done.
Well, that's the original reason he came onto YouTube, was because he wanted somebody to talk to. So yeah, you're kind of right.
Jack's life is set up perfectly. He can go on the hero's journey, which I think is what Provo's referring to. And if he loses his house, this is like the perfect, what's it called? Like the depths, whatever it is when you're in the valley of darkness, right?
That's why he's smiling. What a relief.
Yeah, maybe. I hope.
There's sometimes you hit rock bottom, it just becomes funny because you know it can't get no worse. And you're just at that point, you just don't give a fuck.
Right.
You just don't give a fuck.
And in a way,
throw it at me. Throw it at me. What else can you do?
Right.
We were talking about the emotions versus the cognitions. That's what he's thinking, I think. He's letting go of the emotions, like as if to say, I don't give a fuck.
He's watching right now, Lindsay. So let's invite him on panel.
Please come up wherever.
How do you know he's watching right now? I
Oh,
don't
Jack, you think he's got anything else going on?
Yeah.
Jack,
Sometimes you can, you talk about the feelings. You can feel it. He's watching.
Jack, click the link, Jack. We know you're watching. Join the panel, right?
He's not
This
watching.
isn't out of school, Jack. Hey, Lindsay, I'm trying to be respectful.
He's not watching.
Well, then I'm going to give him the invite as if he were, respectfully, as a gentleman, because I'm going to talk out of school with him.
You want me to send him the link? Should I send the link?
Hold on, Provo.
Link in chat. Put the link in chat for Jack. I know he's watching.
Make sure to hit the like button. Sorry.
To
You
what
want me to
effect,
text him?
Provo?
I can text him.
Yeah, send him the link because I
link.
really while
What's
we're
up?
waiting for him to send to Jack, why he you know what I'm trying to say.
Spit it out. Spit
I
it
know,
out.
right? When you were talking about Paul's always going to be successful. Oh, he's here. He is not nobody's invested in his story like the way they're invested in Jack's
The story's
story.
complete. Paul's telling his audience he's successful.
Right. So
That's the end of the story.
can
you understand that?
people
Flo,
right no,
he's
people
here
who are
already.
successful,
That's
can
the
they
end of the story.
recreate themselves? Can they recreate themselves to lost it all and then rebuild as Jack was?
No. Paul needs to understand his story is he's still trying to go brick by brick. He ain't done. Right? That's the problem with Paul. Paul's telling his audience he's done. He's made it. He knows what's going on. The reality is Paul should be telling his audience he's building brick by brick. O'Shea, shout out to O'Shea. Trying to do some callbacks.
County inmate number 1.
Yeah, the reality is Paul ain't done. He needs to keep climbing that mountain. And if I'm more invested in Paul's story if I think he has more to go. But he's telling his audience he already won. All right, cool. You already won. I'll go watch somebody else.
Well, he did get O'Shea arrested tonight, so.
Oh my gosh.
I see that. I want to see Paul want to win. And I'll watch Paul every day. I will watch. I haven't watched Paul. And I'm the only person to turn a gorilla into a hamster. That's me, right? Welcome, Jack Talcott.
Welcome, Jack. We have been talking about you.
Wait.
Were your ears burning?
Wait a minute. Can I interrupt really quickly just to ask why he got O'Shea arrested? Because I didn't hear that.
Yeah, O'Shea got arrested today.
Here, last chance.
What are you doing with your hand? Did he not just say that you have no registration? How did he obstruct you from writing a registration summons?
Get him out. You're done.
There you go. Deprivation of rights under color law.
You're being super aggressive. Being super aggressive.
Bro, you can see how smelly O'Shea is.
Oh, dude, that house smells terrible. That's the worst part.
He got pulled over. His tags have been expired since 2019. He got pulled over. He called in a Paul's show and had Paul yelling at the cops.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's good content though. That's smart. It's smart to turn your audience into content. I've never done that before, but I'm actually considering it now. Welcome, Jack.
Terrible to turn your traffic stop and citation into a week in county. O'Shea made a stupid decision. Again.
Well, I am glad that he doesn't have to drink his pee. He has access to water and food tonight.
He gets to drink his pee.
Like, I'm glad that he has a roof over his head. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. I want Joe, I got another show for us too. And I wanted us to do something on this as well.
What do you think?
No, hey, Scott, before I say anything, holy shit, does Cynthia have a lit ass panel? Like, I could have my own show. I could be doing my own thing right now. But she's got Flow State, Chuck, Lindsay, Jack Talcott, not to mention Scott and Dominico. She's working with some fire. Amazing.
Oh gosh, speaking of fire, here comes the
devil.
I don't know if yes. Hey, Wizard.
Hey,
wow.
Briefly, Wizard is under my protection right now. Wizard is we're recruiting.
Yeah, I think we're being infiltrated though.
Maybe, but if anybody's infiltrated, it's the wrench that I gave Moose yesterday.
Facts. Thank you, Provo, for that. I really do appreciate it. I'm enjoying this conversation tonight, and that's definitely what I want to build my channel off of. Conversation that promotes healing and just unity. I don't expect us all to agree with each other, but I do want us to connect and just meet people to life with. So that is the intention of my channel and where I want to see my channel go. I fully anticipate turbulence and mayhem, and I'm looking forward to the challenges that I'll conquer on this journey.
What happened to Scott? Did he fall the fuck out?
No, not at all. I'm stretching.
Okay.
Bro, I would have turned you into content. I want you to know.
Dude, how many screens you got behind you, dog? What the fuck's your autistic problem? Turn both of them on and put
storage
Cynthia.
units for a living. That's what I think.
Turn those screens on. Honestly,
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Hey, you
They don't work. But
Hey,
Joe,
welcome. Hey, hold on. Can I address something pretty serious?
Yeah.
If I may. Wizard, I know there's a bit of conflict between you and Paul and some disagreement, but can I say something for you? And I don't need your approval to say this, but I just will.
Yeah, we all know.
You've been pretty honest that you'll express how you feel about people, but at the end of the day, you still love them, right? You're a unique individual, and I can identify with this, where you're going to say, I'm going to be an asshole at the forefront of things, but at the end of the day, I still love you, right? So I appreciate that aspect of it about you, because I've had my disagreements. And what's your problem with Paul? Like, you're going to be an asshole to him. You still love him, but he doesn't understand that. I'm not even your best friend or someone you know really well online, but at least I get your message. Why is Paul retarded and doesn't understand your main message, which is, I'm going to disagree with you, but I still love you? Why doesn't he accept that?
I have no idea. You would have to ask him.
Kind of strange, though, no?
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
Why is it strange?
Well, for me, this is a metaverse, guys. Do you really think you know me? Again, it's the iceberg thing. This is only 10%. This is the tip of the iceberg. And in that tip of the iceberg, are you still seeing the rest of the iceberg? You're just seeing one face of it somewhere. There's still multifaceted faces that you're not seeing. So you're believing so much in this metaverse as being true and factual. This is why I tell people, don't believe me, don't believe the neighbor, don't believe the government. For crying out loud, don't believe your mother. Do your research. And when you do that research, folks, don't just pull something up and look at the top result. Go ahead and do some in-depth. Maybe even use different different search engines. DuckDuckGo, BraveNet, Google. See what the differences are. So you can get a quality discernment for yourself of what applies to you in this mega source of a library we've got now.
So
That everybody's
inferring
influenced.
liability when you give people bad stamp advice.
I'm not trying to give anybody any advice. Again, everything I've done so far is just my search of what I've gone through and how I interpret what I found. So when I find things like spell of illness defined in the U.S. code, why would they put some definition like that in the U.S. code? So I show it. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to get people to think for yourselves. This is how I interpret it, that when mom goes to the hospital and registers, that's a spell of illness because she's taking upon an inpatient hospital service, which is the very definition. Then she goes into labor, she gives birth, she has a baby. Now you have a second spell of illness, literally by definition. And if you're going to follow that kind of language, you should really think about what your next step is. They just literally gave you a definition of spell of illness in a social security code.
Hey, Wizard, doesn't Scott look a little autistic with the rock and roll and music symbols behind him? Like, you're talking about some serious shit, and Scott looks like a kid with his background.
He's nodding off like a junkie at the park.
He looks like an adorable kid. Jack, welcome to the page. Welcome to the channel. Well,
yeah.
Can
we get back to Jack Hero's journey?
Yeah, but thank you, Wizard. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to see that you were calm about it, which is I was actually pleased to see that. Thank you so much for that. But I kind of want to get back.
You might
to
want
Jack.
to send some of that thanks to Jack.
Jack, I want to get back. I don't know if you noticed, and I should probably called you, but I didn't. Your content tonight. I'm harvesting your content, and I'm discussing of how I came up to your panel last night, and I felt that Brian O'Shea was attacking you, and I didn't know why I felt that way. I just knew that I wanted to get him off of you, so which is why I came up and to change the conversations up. So we're coming into, is manipulation bad? Is it good? We come up with it. Yes, manipulation. Can you communicate without manipulation? Is it necessary? And then Provo has been a wisdom tonight. And he said that everybody's invested in your story because we want to see you win. Whereas with Paul, he's already successful. End of story. Nobody's invested like we are with you. And we all agree. People harvest information from you, that people are invested in you because we want to see you win. What's going to happen next to Jack? Is he going to live in his car? Is he going to be able to stay in the house? Is he going to meet somebody? Is he going to go to Tommy's? Is he going to? Everybody's invested in that.
No.
We also discussed, you're smiling about this, and Flo and I are trying to say, hey, there comes a point when you're just so fucked, it's funny. Everything's funny to you. You don't give a shit no more. Fuck it. Do your worst. What else can you do? It's already coming my way. What else can you do?
Get storage, moving truck, put shit away somewhere.
Hey, you should honestly. Hey, Scott, you got 2 fucking screens behind you. You ain't gonna sell that shit and give that money to Jack. You a fucking hoarder. You gotta help Jack out.
Am I the answer to
No.
Jack's problems?
Yeah,
Jack,
you are. You got too many screens.
Hang on one second, Jack.
It's
Please
not for
feel
you
free
to
to
decide.
restream if you want to, Jack. Please.
Thank you. Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Is there
Scott, look at
popcorn in your
Cynthia's
room, Scott?
background. To hell with all that crap. Oh, what is my background bad too?
No, and Scott, he's got strobe lights and shit going on.
So do
I
I.
was watching. He's
Wait.
watching TV. He's watching TV.
Oh.
Shame. What a loser.
Hey.
He's got 3 screens in one room. Look at, he's got 2 screens behind him. This guy's so autistic. What's going on, Scott? Sell that shit. Give
I'm
it to
waiting to
Jack.
put together the studio so I
How
can
many-
start streaming shit about all you loser failures.
How many
Right.
drones do you have, Scott?
What's that?
How many drones do you have?
Probably 11, I think. That fly. 8,
You're a
9.
hoarder. You're a hoarder,
I'm a
Scott.
fucking hobbyist. What do you
No, you're a hoarder.
I'm a hobbyist.
Okay.
I think that he's hitting licks.
Scott, you're
that you can
triggering
bet
Joe's
on. Hey,
epilepsy.
Flo, if you want to know how to work it, someday maybe I'll share.
I don't. I'm past that stage in my life.
You're not making any money, bro. You're sitting there trying to fucking grift on YouTube.
I don't know why
Good luck.
people-
Oh, Scott's
Oh, you-
talking shit on Flo. All right, here we
Yeah,
go. Let's
Scott,
go,
like you
Scott.
don't see his live every night. Is the Flo turns the live button and he just withdrew
I keep
$50.
this silver bar, this 100-ounce silver bar here,
If
just
it
for when
wasn't
people
for me
like you.
pissing off fucking Chuck, you would have gone broke the other night.
Wow, Scott. Hey, fuck Scott. Scott doesn't even make
Hey,
content.
fuck you.
We got Jack Talcott. He makes
Right,
content.
Jack.
I love Jack Talcott.
Are you back?
I love.
Jack?
Hey, I think Wizard creates content. Wizard, you got a
Oh yeah,
channel,
he
right?
does. He does.
We got
So,
people
Jack-
who make content. Fuck Scott. Why does Scott opinion matter? He don't do shit beside
There you go.
repost other people's content. Scott, you suck at making content. Everybody else around you, loser. You're a loser, Scott.
That's why you got 400
Leave,
people watching you,
dude.
right? Or
Leave,
you have 4.
Scott.
Okay,
You have
guys.
4?
I don't want to put y'all backstage,
You don't
but
even
I
have
was
4.
talking.
Hey, Scott, fuck you. You don't make content.
Okay, Jack. So I don't know if you know. Well, I think you know because we kept saying, "Hey, your channel's being restreamed last night," and so this is a clip of yesterday's live on Paul's when they were on the clip restreaming us, the conversation they were having, and then it's also the conversation that came about today. So I don't know if you got a chance to see this. So I just want to show you, just give you context of what you're watching right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought about that.
Is Brian this stupid knowing she's trying to play him?
Not, but
Most people don't notice the deflection and obfuscation gaslighting game. That's why narcissism's so effective.